What's going on, YouTube? It's Tej and the rest of the Hurry Up Offense gang all back together. It's been a long time since the three of us been able to do this, so excited to bring this video y'all's way. Hit the like button if you enjoy, subscribe if you are new, want to see more football content, all that sort of fun stuff. But hey, we're going to talk about and preview all 16 games on the weekend, starting Thursday night all the way up through Monday night. But first, I got to ask JT, Mason, how are the boys doing? How are we doing?
Doing good. Looking forward to week 3. Glad the offense has started working week 2. So, yeah, doing right.
And Mason?
Yeah, man. Pat's 0-2. Unfortunately, we probably should be 0-2, but we are where we are, so we'll see.
Well, you know what's more important than that? No disrespect to you as a Pats fan. We're all three of us 1-1 in the lock of the week column. So we're making it count where it matters. So let's go ahead and start by talking about Thursday night football. And I'm going to be pretty quick on this one. I don't really care to watch this game, to be honest with you. I got other plans that probably take priority here. 49ers at home, favored by 10.5 against the Giants. Totals at 44. If I had to pick a side, give me San Francisco. JT, where are you going with this one?
I think I like the Giants plus 10.5 just because of the spread on a Thursday night game. That's a high, kind of just a long spread. Yeah, not super interested in the game either. The Giants haven't looked very great. The only reason I would really watch this because I haven't watched a lot of Brock Purdy, but anytime I can kind of expand the sample size, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, aside from that, I think the 49ers come out on top unless Brian Daboll, schemes up something crazy. I don't think he'll get embarrassed twice on primetime in 3 weeks. So if I'm betting it, I'd go Giants plus 10.5.
Well, what that sounds like to me, JT, is, with no Saquon Barkley, no Evan Neal, they're looking for a hero, and that man might be Jalen Hyatt, your wide receiver one from this last draft season.
He is a dog.
He is a dog.
There we go. Mason, where do you stand on this one? Do you think the 49ers cover, or do you think the Giants keep within single digits?
Yeah, that's tough. I like JT's point about not getting blown out or embarrassed three weekends in a row. 10.5 is a high number. If I had to lean one way, give me the Niners covering there. So,
yeah, I think I'm with you.
But yeah.
And I mean, you could play the ultra safe route and maybe tease this one out. Giants to 16.5, and then maybe move the total up, and then talk about under 50, maybe.
Right.
But anyway,
yep.
Let's move on to our Sunday slate. Broncos and Miami Dolphins. This game's in Miami, and the first time we get to see the Miami Sun play as home field advantage. I'm excited about that. Mason, spreads at 6.5. Where do you stand on this one? You like Miami, or do you think the Broncos get back on track?
Dude, honestly, give me the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Like with these. Yeah, home opener of the year. I know Surtain is going to be on Tyreek, and Waddle may have a good day, but I don't think it matters. I think the Dolphins kind of run away with it. I think they cover with ease. I've liked the way they looked even against the Pats last week. I don't know. They're a fun team to watch. So give me the Dolphins.
Yeah, and we profited from Damari Mathis covering Jahan Dotson last week. His yardage prop clears, so that was a good bet. Definitely think if Jalen Waddle's getting the Damari Mathis coverage, I highly recommend. I'm going to take the Dolphins minus 6.5. JT, any thoughts on this one?
6.5 is a big spread, or a small spread. Sorry, it's way smaller than you would think through 2 weeks.
Has Vegas watched the Broncos play this year?
I'm assuming they're banking on the Dolphins' defense being a little lackluster, and maybe the Broncos slowing the game down and just keeping it closer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably won't play either side. You would think Dolphins by 6.5, but they're another team that I always look for a letdown week. And I could see it against the Broncos, to be honest.
Okay. But first home game for Miami, that's worth noting. This is probably going to be one half of my teaser play as the lock of the week. Next game, we talk about Bills Commanders. Bills favored on the road minus 6.5. This game plays a little interesting to me. I think the Commanders can keep this one close. I think I might take Washington in the points. I think ultimately Buffalo will win out, but I know Allen was sharp against the Raiders, but I'm still worried about what his turnover proneness maybe looks like against Washington. JT, what do you think?
Yeah, that's another one I'm probably going to stay away from. I feel like it's very similar to the last game. Same spread.
Right.
Honestly, to me, they're kind of similar teams in a way. Good offense versus good defense with, suspect quarterback play on the other side. Even though I think Sam Howell's looked okay, he still holds the ball way too much. And giving Josh Allen a short field when he's on, that's a recipe for disaster. But, Josh Allen could mess around and throw 3 picks. So who knows, dude? I probably won't play a single side on this one. But it'll be a fun game.
Mason, what are you leaning here?
Yeah, I agree. It'll be a fun one. I'm not going to touch it, but I think it's too early. I don't think the Commanders are there yet. They haven't made enough noise. Later in the year, yeah, give me the Commanders, but this early, I'll take the Bills. I think the Commanders still have a chance to cover, like you said, TJ. I think they keep it close. But yeah, I think it'll be a close game.
I think this could be another interesting in-game teaser if you wanted, like maybe Washington at 12.5, just say like they're not going to get routed at home. And then I'm kind of thinking over in general. So if you move the line down to 38, I kind of like the total and over.
Oh, yeah, 44. So I like the over.
Yeah, give me some points. Yeah.
So, or you can just play over 44.
First home game with new ownership too. So it's going to be
true.
Oh, is
they were home week 1. They were home
one. All right.
Which they sold out. They beat the Cardinals. They
apparently sold out this game as well.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think the home crowd will play into it a little bit. All right, next game to talk about, kind of staying in that same region. We got the Ravens at home, favored by 7.5 against Indianapolis. I don't know if this is going to be Anthony Richardson or if it's going to be Gardner Minshew. Both looked pretty good. Just did it in very different ways. One guy with 2 rushing tugs, then one guy kind of playing efficient game manager. If I have to pick a side, honestly, I think I'm going to take the Colts. Maybe a little bit of a regression spot. Ravens coming off a big emotional win. Yeah, they're at home, but I can see them struggling. Honestly, there's a play I'm interested in. Maybe Colt first half spread. That might be the play I make. Based on what do you think?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. 7.5. The Ravens have looked good from what I've seen. I don't think, regardless of which quarterback the Colts put out there, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I think I like Minshew more than Richardson in this matchup.
Low-key same. I think I do too.
Yeah, just the veteran matchup there. So if I had to lean aside, I don't know, man. Give me the Colts. I'll back you with the Colts.
There we go. You're past the touchdown, the key number of 6 and 7. Leaning that way. Also, the reason I say Gardner, when I look at the Ravens defense, secondary has some weaknesses, has some holes you can pick at. Those linebackers in Baltimore, they can move. Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, I think they can keep up with Richardson's athleticism. So that's why maybe in this game, I'd lean Minshew. JT, what do you think about this one?
I'll keep it short. I definitely think Ravens win this game, but I think it's a spot with a veteran quarterback, knows when to take shots. I'm feeling a backdoor cover with Colts, but I probably wouldn't touch it at 7.5. These lines feel a lot sharper this week. It seems like I don't know. The books are learning a little bit.
For sure. All right, staying in the AFC South in some ways, and actually this can be a division matchup. Jags and Texans. Jags favored by 9.5. Give me the Houston Texans in the points. One of these weeks, they're going to make me look smart. They looked bad last week. It was garbage time. I think this team's going to get better week over week, and I think we see Tank Dell back in the end zone this week too. So I might play anytime touchdown scorer for my man Nathaniel Dell. Mace, what do you think about it?
It's a good take. I just think this is the worst matchup for them. Jags. I think it's a home opener. Is it the home opener for the Jags? Am I wrong?
They were home last week.
Okay, gotcha. I think the Jags roll over them, dude. I'm leaning towards picking them for my Survivor League this week.
Okay.
But you never know. Crazier things have happened. I lost week 3 Survivor last year, so similar matchup. But give me the Jags with the points.
You lost last year because of me and my advice, so I just
wasn't to you
this week. Yeah.
You're the one that told me to go Chiefs.
Oh man, brutal. One of the worst mistakes of my life. JT, what are you leaning in this one?
Yeah, so I've got Trevor Lawrence in 2 of my 3 fantasy leagues. So I've been watching him pretty close all year, and I saw how many 50-50 balls were 100-0 in the wrong direction for him last week.
Calvin Ridley, how many times was he flirting with the sideline or back of the end zone and didn't get it in?
The toe tap was not there for anybody on the Jags last week. So I think we see I think their offense is a lot better than what they've shown. 9.5 is a ton of points, but I'd probably still go Jags. I'd honestly look to maybe bring that down to 6.5 using some kind of parlay somewhere to where you get some value. I think that the Jags offense is going to show up a lot more. But that being said, 9.5 points is still a lot of points.
Yeah, and I mean, coming off a frustrating loss where they scored 9 points, I can see Doug Peterson having this offense ready to explode. So I don't hate that take whatsoever. Houston's defense, little suspect. All right, next game, Falcons and Lions. Let's just start. Give me the over 46.5. I think there's going to be a ton of points here, and I'm really excited to actually watch this game. It's been a long time since I've said I've been excited to watch a Falcons and Lions matchup. JT, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, no, it should be fun. I want to watch more of the Falcons, honestly, just to see Bijan more and more.
Yes.
He's just a freak. Puts together a highlight tape each week. +3 for the Falcons. I mean, coming into the season, I don't think it would be near that if they were playing the Lions week 1. So it's very interesting to see kind of what the public or what perception is on the Falcons at this point because they look good. So, but it should be a good game. Lions will, get another test, I guess. Just a different style that they haven't seen.
Mason, what do you think? 3-point spread.
Yeah, give me the Falcons. Money line +3, whatever. Dude,
Okay.
Bijan is a monster. I know he kind of splits carries, but you kind of saw last week he kind of stepped up a little bit. Algier wasn't as much involved. Even Ritter, dude. I know Ritter is mid and maybe below mid, but he looked okay. He didn't have to do much. He hit his receivers. I mean, he looked good. So give me the Falcons over the Lions.
Yeah, this is a matchup of two quarterbacks I don't feel great about betting on, but I'll take the Lions with the 3-point spread, get the field goal push, and I'm definitely playing the over in this one, like it a ton. All right, Patriots Jets, like the under here. I'd say that one for free, 36.5, which is a low total, but I still might lean towards the under. Mason, I got to throw it to you. You are a resident Pats fan, and man, oh man, you said it off top, 0-2. You guys have been competitive in both games, though, against two really good teams. Right. So that's got to count for something, right?
Yeah. Dude, I'm looking at that total. That's so funny. But a stat that I saw on TikTok a couple minutes before I hopped on, the Pats have not lost to the Jets since 2015.
Ooh.
Kind of makes me nervous, though, if I take the Pats.
Zach Wilson's not one to break streaks, though. So I don't know.
So the fact that they've got Zach Wilson out there, Pats are 0-2. They're on the road. I think the Pats win. -3. I think they win by more than 3, to be honest.
Who knows? This might be.
Go ahead. No, you got it. Go ahead.
Oh, wow, we're just both united. Maybe this is Mac Jones' audition to be the next New York Jets quarterback, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe Bill Belichick's like, forget about him. I don't like him that much.
Right.
Maybe. Man,
that would you can tell, dude. I don't think Bill's much of a fan of Mac Jones.
Yeah. Well, also,
I can just see it a lot this year.
He throws to such mediocre wide receivers, so, like, give him Garrett Wilson and let's watch
give him an offensive weapon. Like,
yeah.
See what happens.
All right, JT, what do you think? It's a 3-point spread. Patriots favored on the road.
It just looks like a boring game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Dude, I was struggling. I'm not gonna lie. The last Patriots game, like I was struggling to like pay attention to it because I was like, "Oh my god!"
Dude, the only reason I watched it was because I had
I'm about to lose my mind. But yeah, no, I think it'll just be a boring game. Both offenses are just not it. 3-point spread's kind of. I don't know. I feel like it should be a pick'em, to be honest.
Definitely.
I feel like 3 is a lot, especially on the road. -3, that's tough.
All right, well, I'll take.
I don't know if I would play either side, but I think 3 is a bit of a stretch for me.
Honestly, not a bad teaser leg too for New England. Yeah, you're going through 0, not much value there, but is Zach Wilson going to beat any team by more than 3 points this year? If Zach Wilson wins a game, is he winning by more than 3? I doubt it.
I think the Jets could be a teaser leg too, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. Up to 6.
Yeah, 9 points and a total of less than 37 points of value. Cool. Next one to talk about, Titans and Browns. What should have been a matchup between the best two pure runners in the league, Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry. Of course, we're not going to get that Chubb out for the season, and hopefully that's it. Honestly, that injury was really, really gruesome, tough to watch. Big fan of his, even though I'm not a Browns fan. But Cleveland by 3.5. Titans coming off a huge win against the Chargers. You kind of thought maybe it'd be within a field goal here. I think I'll take the Titans, assuming they lose by a field goal. I don't know. Deshaun Watson's also not looked great, so I'm having a hard time buying in. JT, I know you've had the same sentiment. What'd you see Monday night against the Steelers?
Yeah, he just doesn't look good. Just in general, like I think his reads, like he's not processing defenses very well at all, and you can kind of see a little bit of hesitancy too in his reads when he does choose to let it go. It's almost, I don't know, it seems like half-hearted every time he throws the ball. So I'm not a fan of what he's got going on, but that defense is just insane.
It's crazy.
It's just insane. And I don't know the Titans are going to be able to move the ball easily against that team. I'll probably, all year, I think the Browns have a good enough defense to where I don't know if I'm playing against them like in any spread anywhere, to be honest. So I don't know. I kind of would just stay away from it. But I do like Ford a lot as the backup to, I guess the replacement to Chubb. I think he's kind of a beast. He showed me some good bursts this past week.
And they bring back Kareem Hunt, so they got a nice little 1-2 punch there once again. Also, majority of Watson's air yardage came from like back shoulder, sideline throws to Amari Cooper and Elijah Moore, and that will always be there whether he's good or not. So that's always a safe kind of floor for that offense. Mason, what do you think about this one? 3.5 point spread. It's past that field goal hook, which is killing me.
Right. So I lean Titans, even with that 3.5 point spread. I'm kind of leaning money line as well, just for that better value. Tennessee's really good against the run. The Browns are that run first offense. Like you guys said, Watson hasn't really looked great. You lost Chubb. And It's not really the fact that the Titans have looked really well this year. It's just, I don't know, a matchup kind of thing. So I think the Titans may squeak one out this weekend. That's my lean.
If I'm going to go anywhere with this one, honestly, again, I not to sound like a total sharp here, but I might go under 39.5. This is going to be two teams trying to move the ball with a run game, and I just don't know how many points get put on the board because of it. So honestly, another good teaser leg. Move the total up and then bet the under. All right, Saints, Packers. It's kind of an interesting matchup. Packers favored at home, despite coming off a road loss to Atlanta. I think I'm going to take the Saints here. It feels like Vegas knows something that I don't, because I would have definitely thought the Saints were favored in this one. So I'm going to probably lay off, but give me New Orleans the 2 points. Mason, what do you think?
Yeah, it's probably a good call to lay off on that. I do know the Saints have a good defense. That's about it. Jordan Love has looked pretty good. Kamara's still not back. Definitely a game I'm not going to touch, but yeah, I'd probably lean the Saints as well with the +2.
JT, make some sense of this. Why in the world would the Packers be favored coming off a loss?
I think the Saints offense is just that bad. They look anemic. They look terrible to me. Like, they just don't look good at all.
And they have the talent. The dudes there is just
Yep.
not coming together.
I'm not a big Derek Carr guy, and I think this is just a testament that he's just not that good. Like, he's not. He has better talent, or similar talent, I'd say, but they could not move the ball. I watched a good majority of that game, and they literally just don't move the ball, whether it's the run game, the pass game, it doesn't matter. Jamal Williams, I don't think he's playing this week either.
Mm-hmm.
He's out this week, yeah. So we're on a third string running back.
Keep Mitchell nice though. Don't sleep.
And the defense is good, but I didn't think they were over. I didn't think they were like an elite defense against the Panthers. Like, they got pressure, but it wasn't as like immediate as when you watch like the Cowboys, the Steelers, the Browns. Like, you see that they fly. I don't feel that way about the Saints defense either. So I think the Packers kind of rolling. I think it's an easy win for them, to be honest.
Really? Packers defense has looked really, really good this year too. So that definitely goes a long way. Yeah, I've been kind of waiting for this New Orleans offense to break down. Ultimately, the real barometer to if JT thinks a quarterback is good, if you put Kirk Cousins on this offense, what would it look like? And well,
it'd be better.
Olave, Michael Thomas,
it'd be
pretty solid. But also you got to think Pete Carmichael as the OC. It's hard to replace Sean Payton. Anyways, next game, talk about Chargers and Vikings. Let the fun begin. I didn't even realize this was the next game on the schedule, but this past weekend we had Mason's batch party, and I think the number one discussed talking point was Justin Herbert or Kirk Cousins. Who are you going to the Super Bowl with? I'm, of course, on that Herbo train. So, JT, tell me why the Vikings come away with the win. It's currently Chargers favored by a point on the road.
Yeah, so 2 0-2 teams that shouldn't be 0-3.
0-2.
No, I'm just saying 2 0-2 teams
after this weekend. Yeah.
Whether or not, you're the Chargers or the Vikings. If you look up and you're 0-3, that's a problem. Like, that's panic territory, and neither one should be. Roster wise, how they played, even like they haven't played like 0-3 teams either. I'm expecting a little bit of turnover variance, but I think it is kind of a 50-50 matchup. Honestly, I have no idea, and the line keeps flipping just like that too. I think we opened -1.5, then it moved to +1.5. Now it's at +1, so the line's moving all over the place. And I think it continues to do that. I think it's a coin flip pick 'em. So,
another teasable line. I don't know if either one of these teams are capable by winning more than 7. And I like the over 54 in general. But if you're going to move the total down because of a teaser, I'm here for it. I think a lot of points put on the board.
I don't know if I see 54. I'd lean under, to be honest.
All right. Well, we might have to have we'll stop the recording. We'll talk. Put some. If
you look at like some of the other games, like, our defensive numbers have been solid, assuming we don't turn the ball over in our own red zone. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that easy for the Chargers to score as some of the games that we've seen, to be honest. I think our defense is going to show up.
Well, I think the Chargers defense is easier than the girl at the bar that you're trying to hit on. So, Mason, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, the over is definitely hitting. That's just my 2 cents. But I think the Vikings will win this game. I don't know. Better offense. Eckler's banged up. I just have a hard time seeing the Vikings losing this weekend at home.
Sure.
Do I think the Chargers should be 0-3? No, just like JT mentioned. Same thing for the Vikings. But give me the Vikings here. Kirk handles business. Jefferson gets his first touchdown of the year. I think the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, I already said I like the over 54. I like Minnesota to win this game too. I'll be honest. I think Herbert's a better quarterback, but ultimately, I see a lot of the similarities between the two teams, like the wide receivers, like the quarterbacks, like the play callers. I just can't trust Brandon Staley and his defense. I honestly think the Chargers are going to charge her. The defense gets lit up. and the Vikings come out on top. Honestly, whoever has the ball last probably puts himself in a spot to win this game.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, Staley, I think, with that defense.
Yeah. Staley's rough, and I know Brian Flores is at least going to have those guys somewhat in the right spot. All right, next one to talk about. That's going to be a fun game, though. Now getting to the 4 o'clock hour, I should say. Carolina Panthers, Seattle Seahawks. Seattle -6. I don't know. Let me hear what y'all have to say about this one. JT, start us off.
They're going to blow the Panthers out of the water. I don't think it's close. I really don't think it's going to be close. Watching the Panthers last week at the Saints, like the whole time, I'm like, why are the Saints not winning by 10? Like, why are they not winning by 10? This one, I'll play the Seahawks -6 all day. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. I don't know. The Panthers just don't look very good. Offensively, just lack of weapons around Bryce Young. So
they're throwing to the ghost of Adam Thielen.
They're throwing to nobody. Like, he is throwing to no one.
Hayden Hurst.
Dude, they look awful. And I feel bad for him a little bit, to be honest.
Well, just got to draft a wide receiver.
Seahawks -6. Use them and use their money line and a long shot parlay too. It's -230 Seahawks money line. I don't think there's any way they'd lose that game.
Yeah. All right, Mason, what do you think?
We do love our long shot parlays, so we may have to pick one up this weekend. But I agree with JT. Even though Bryce Young is also banged up, they haven't really specified like how severe that ankle injury is this week. But I don't think it matters he plays or not. So give me Seattle.
All right. Sounds like we're all on the Seahawks on this one. Next one to talk about, Cowboys and Cardinals. We can be pretty quick here. 12 points a lot. Dobbs is scrappy. Give me the Dallas Cowboys. I don't care. Who on that Cardinals offensive line stands a chance against Micah Parsons? And I gave you the floor. You guys tell me.
How many picks does Dak have this year?
Let's look it up.
0 or 1.
So JT's going to say he's due.
Absolutely.
This is the upset of the week.
Cardinals +12.
Yeah.
I'll take 12. I'll take 12 points. He hasn't thrown a pick yet. Oh, he's due. He's super due.
He has not thrown an interception.
Yeah, Dak hasn't thrown a pick in 2 weeks. Give me Cardinals +12 all day. All day. I don't think they need to move the ball. Just kick field goals.
Who's the playmaker on that defense? Who's making a play on that defense?
On the Cardinals?
Yeah, Marco Wilson.
They're not bad, dude. They're not bad. I watched a good bit. I didn't watch a ton of their game last week, but the week against the Commanders, they actually did not look bad.
Dude, and last week, dude,
I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm not joking. They don't look bad on defense.
Somehow they were up 28-7 in the third quarter.
Fair. I think their pass rush is good enough to beat up on bad offensive lines. That's my.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I don't think they're great, but I don't know.
All right, Mason, break the tie. Are you taking the Cowboys, laying the points? Are you taking the Cards and getting 12?
Y'all put me in a spot.
12
points. Yeah, give me the Cowboys. I'm not going to overthink that one. Not going to overthink it.
That pass rush was great. All right, next name to talk about, Bears and Chiefs. Justin Fields in a little bit of hot water. My boy. A guy I liked a ton coming out of college has still not learned how to pass the football, so ergo, I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs, laying the 12.5.
Yeah, sorry. Kind of cut out a little bit. Yeah, 12.5 at Arrowhead. Yes, please. I think they win by 20. They possibly win by 20.
Yeah. Also, the Bears defense, dog shit. Terrible defensive line. If the safeties are hurt, Chiefs.
Bad. Even Justin Fields, I think he said today in an interview or something, he was just like, maybe it's coaching. I don't know.
Yeah, then he came back.
He backtracked.
He revised his comment. I think it was a Rap tweet, and I was like, oh, yeah, right. He walked that shit back. JT, what do you think about this one? Tell me why you're taking the Bears and the points.
I'll take Bears with the points.
I know you will.
I don't know, just regression. I don't think Justin Fields is that bad. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's as bad as we've seen him. I think he is as bad as we've seen him as a passer, but we also haven't seen a ton of electric runs or just like plays where you're like, how did that happen? I don't know. He's kind of due for one. I'm on the due for one train for a lot of these plays this week.
All right. Let me due for 1 week.
Due for one week. 3. That's
what you're gonna see. It's in my lock too. You'll see.
That's awesome.
I have a due for him a lot.
Let me ask you, what's more likely: Chiefs cover the 12.5, or Chase Claypool gets in the end zone for a second straight week?
Chiefs 12.5.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought you would say. Awesome.
No, I'm not a Claypool guy.
Claypool's gonna have 3 touchdowns now. I hope you know.
That'd be great. Anyways, leaving the 4 o'clock slate, we're talking Sunday Night Football. We're talking about my Pittsburgh Steelers and the Las Vegas Raiders. I am surprised to see the Raiders favored. Simply put, guys, I'm taking Steelers money line. I think we're the better team, and the Raiders defense is just horrible. I think they might be the one thing that can make Matt Canada look like he knows what he's doing calling plays. So I'm taking the Steelers money line. Mason, what do you think?
I think I'd have to agree with you. Even though the Steelers, I didn't watch much of that Monday night game. Obviously, they had that early pick six, and then the Pickens long touchdown. But other than that, when I was watching, I was like, yeah, they're really not scoring. They're really not moving the ball. But they got away with the dub, figured it out. They're definitely better than the Raiders. I don't know how the Raiders are favored, actually. So, yeah, give me the Steelers.
Well, I will say, I trust the Raiders offense a little bit more. But if the Steelers defense is going to will themselves to wins, then let's say they do it again, right? Like Alex Highsmith making plays, Watt scoop and score. Maybe it happens again. JT, what do you think?
I think this game should be a pick 'em. I think they're
I would agree with that.
Yeah, definitely trust the Raiders offense a lot more. That Steelers offense is kind of hard to watch. Yeah. At least it was last week. Without Deontay Johnson, it's just not fun. But the value betting wise, I would say is on the Steelers just because you're getting points. Because I know the Raiders are going to mess up somewhere along the way and keep it close.
And that's the other thing. These two teams are like, they couldn't be any more different in the sense of like their head coach. Like Mike Tomlin's steady, consistent, gets his guys to play hard. And then there's Josh McDaniels blowing 10-point leads, like on a historic pace.
It'll be a fun game to watch. Like, I think it's going to be close till the end.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's always fun to watch the Steelers and the Raiders play those old, 70s, 80s teams, bringing back that old throwback. All right, 2 Monday Night Football games to talk about. I think one's a little more interesting than the other. Eagles and Buccaneers. Philly favored by 4.5. I think I'm going to take Philadelphia with 4.5 points. Huh?
Is that a typo?
Yeah, I think this is JT on your point. Due for regression to the mean. Regression to the mean. I think Tampa Bay finds the mean pretty hard this Monday night. So JT, tell me what.
Bro, I'm hammering the Eagles. That's not even close. 4.5 is crazy. That should be 9.5. No, realistically, 7.5. I think that's where the number should be. I think it should go past the touchdown, the extra point.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm hammering 4.5. That's fantastic.
Just a matchup between two 2-0 squads. Mason, what do you think about it?
Dude, y'all are sleeping on the Bucs, low key. Stop it. Baker, bro. He's found his hometown. I know it's early, but Eagles probably win this game, but I'm going to lean Bucs plus 4.5 at home. With the way the Eagles have looked so far, I mean, they barely came away with the win week 1 against the Pats. I can't even remember who they played last week. Somebody tell me.
Who, talking about the Eagles?
Yeah.
Vikings Thursday night, yeah.
They ran the ball down our throats the whole second half. We said, yeah, you're good. Keep going.
Right. But, dude, that Bucs offense was good. So that's, I don't know. It's more of a gut feeling. But, TJ, which game were you talking about is more appealing? The second one?
I just don't know. Well, honestly, I think it's the second one, but I said that and then immediately thought about Joe Burrow's calf. And then I thought about Joe Burrow's calf. I don't know where he's at health-wise. Like, I don't know if he plays. But let's get on to that second one. Rams heading to Cincy, Super Bowl rematch. Bengals by 2.5. Honestly, I don't know if I can trust Cincinnati. I'm feeling like I'm going through some withdrawals.
Hey, doesn't that calf injury feel a little too convenient?
Honestly, I think he was hurt the whole time. He said he got hurt the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. He looked bad the whole game. He looked bad the whole game.
He just looks bad. No,
I think they rushed him back. If you ask me, I think they rushed him back. I think he should have started the year on IR. Sit 4 weeks and then bring him back.
It's his right calf or left?
Right. It's his planting foot. That's what he throws off of. That's why
when he tries. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. When he's trying to chuck it, the ball's not going anywhere where he wants it because he can't throw with the slag. So, damn it, I'm on the Puka Nacua hype train. Give me the Rams and the 2.5 points. Mason, what do you think about this one?
Puka, dude, I'm so mad I don't have him in any leagues. But
fact.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I just have a hard time seeing the Bengals starting off 0-3. Obviously, if we see Burrow, how we've seen in the last 2 weeks on Monday night, definitely give me the Rams. Like, I don't think any team will lose if they face a Burrow that bad, but I gotta go Bengals. Yeah. I think he fixes it. I think they figure it out. I think the receivers get going again. I think Mixon gets going in the backfield. So give me Bengals. I think Puka still gets probably 15 targets this game, but give me the Bengals.
Yeah, and I gotta say, like, until I know what Joe Burrow's health is, I can't really make a pick on this one. So as of Wednesday, September 20th, I'm taking the Rams. This is a Monday night game. We got a lot of time to figure it out. JT, what do you think about this one, knowing what we know now?
Yeah, being a Monday night game gives you extra day. Also, later in the day helps out a lot, especially with like muscular injury. Just because you're just going to be looser, just because you've had time to wake up, kind of warm up. Yeah, give me the Bengals for sure. I think I'll play their money line, kind of like what Mason was saying, going 0-3. I can't really see that. I think the Rams kind of regress a little bit too. A little closer. Not necessarily what we thought preseason, but like let's calm down a little bit.
Yeah, going toe to toe with San Francisco is a little wild. Like what?
Yeah, I mean the Rams can't look any better. The Bengals can't look any worse. So I'm going Bengals.
Regression to the mean. That's the theme of today's show. So that does it for our weekly preview. Now it's time. Let's talk locks of the week. I already got mine in the books. You guys want a second to kind of mull it over, go through some options? I can talk about mine.
Yeah,
Cool.
Sure.
I'm going back to the teaser. Week 3. You know, it's TJ and his teasers. I got basically Seattle to pick them and Miami to pick them. Miami at home against Denver. Have you watched the Broncos play this year? Need I say more? And then I got the Seattle Seahawks to pick them against a rookie quarterback throwing to no wide receivers on the road. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that.
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
AT, you got yours?
Yeah. So mine, I know we talked about the do factor. The prop is not out, at least on DraftKings as we're recording, but
So Justin Jefferson receiving yards.
not receiving yards. Those are out. It's at 102.5 right now. That's a little steep for my liking.
Okay,
Anything
damn.
I don't play props over 100. I'm just not doing that.
Yeah, no.
No, anytime touchdown. He hasn't scored in the first 2 weeks. We moved
That's
the ball
what it is.
offense, and he hasn't scored. Everybody else has. So give me
I like
anytime
that a ton.
touchdown for Jefferson. I'm guessing it'll be minus 125 or so, maybe 115, which kind of sucks. But that'll be my lock.
Awesome. I like it. Mason, what are we thinking?
I'm going back to the plus money 3-teamer.
Oh, plus money Mason. He's back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
So
Back. We're running it back. All right. First leg, Dolphins money line. Second leg, Patriots money line. Last leg, Seahawks money line.
Oh, what's that
all
come out
right,
to?
y'all are similar. Y'all are close.
Plus 239.
That value. Just
Plus
love it.
money.
The plus money demon back at his antics. Any other place we want to throw out? Any other things y'all are looking at for this week?
Say, TJ, is it the same value if you tease or if you just did 2 money line parlays between the 2 that you picked? If we just did the,
You'd probably be pretty close. Basically,
I'll try it out.
Yeah,
You give out
when
half
when
a
I
point,
do
then.
the teaser, I got Dolphins minus half a point, which
Right.
as long as it's not a tie, we should be good. But let's see, what other plays
Actually
do I
better.
like this week?
It's actually
I really
better right
like-
now.
I don't know.
I just typed it in and it comes out as a minus 105 instead of minus 120. If you just
Well, that's some ho shit.
which makes
Well,
no sense. Which
That
makes
makes no sense.
You're giving up. You're paying
point.
up for half a point, and you're getting a better payout. That makes no sense.
Ridiculous.
Somebody show me how that math. That doesn't make sense.
Where's the math? Oh man. Other plays I like, Calvin Ridley to get in the end zone. I like Ridley props in general. If he gets his feet down, that man's stats last week are crazy. He just didn't. This week I think he gets it done. Any other things we like? Any other plays?
I like Justin Jefferson to get in the end zone.
Ooh,
I think Dak to throw a pick would be spicy.
Matt Breida props in the Thursday night game are just low to me. Like they're just low. I think his lines are just too low.
San Francisco's run defense is nice. So
Yeah, but it's 31.5. Who else is getting the ball in the backfield?
fair.
31.5 in
Yeah.
rushing yards, and his receiving yards are 12.5.
I just can't trust that Giants.
So total yards, you think he's getting under? Let's do the math. 44 yards.
A carry.
40. No, total
Oh.
yards between rushing and receiving. You think he'll have under 44 yards total on the game?
I mean,
It'd be close.
If he's the main guy,
That's
he's
crazy. I don't know. I'm looking at the over on his rushing and receiving props.
that's not a bad play.
I like Amon-Ra St. Brown props too. I think that's a big mismatch. I don't see the Falcons having anybody in the slot slow them down.
Trevor Lawrence is also due for some touchdowns. That man
Yeah.
could not be worse in the red zone. At least
Oh yeah, facts.
Right.
typical results recently. So I'd be looking to play his passing props as well.
No, I like that a good bit. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got coming to my mind. So we talked about some totals in there too, like the total in the Minnesota and Los Angeles game for sure. A few other ones.
Lines are sharper. Harder to get a lot of plus money value unless you're taking some big shots this week.
Unless you're Mason.
That's
Then
right.
they're everywhere. But also, well, guys, Thank you so much for joining us. That's been week 3 for my co-hosts JT and Mason. I want to say thank you to them for giving me some of their time. But be sure to come back next week when we preview week 4 and hand out even more locks of the week. Hopefully, all 3 of us will be 2-1 in the lock of the week category or column, I should say, I guess. But until then, JT, Mason, I'm TJ. We are signing off.